Hi, I'm Christina and welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. So recently I went to the library for the first time since March and it was so exciting. Honestly, it was so nice just to walk around and browse all the books, and I really, I really had a great time. So one of the books, I'd actually requested this back in like February, March time, and I finally managed to get my hands on it, and that is Bunny by Mona Awad. And I know this is meant to be a very strange, bizarre kind of book. I know most recently Kirsten over at Reading Nymph, who I'll link down below, she's great, you should go and check her out, has read this book, and I think she basically said she didn't really know what was going on or how to really describe what was going on. And I've heard other people review it as well, and I think it's a bit of a Marmite book. People seem to either like love it or hate it, or they just think that it's odd and weird and they don't really know what to think of it. I mean, on the back it says it's enchanting and stunningly bizarre. So I'm really interested in reading this one. It's had so much hype on BookTube, and honestly I just wanted to know what it was all about. What's like the big, shocking, weird stuff that's going on? I'm really curious. So I have that one. So then I picked up a thriller because I love thrillers, obviously, and this one is My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing. Now, I've actually wanted to buy this one for a while. It's been on my Amazon wishlist, so when I saw it in the library, I thought, yeah, definitely going to check that one out. And it's meant to be really excellent, this. I've heard lots of really good things about it. So it says, this is a story about a married couple. They have a very dark secret. You might think you've read stories like this before. You'd be wrong. So someone on the back, CJ Tudor, and he wrote The Chalk Man, has given a little quote, and he says it's Dexter meets Gone Girl. And I loved Gone Girl. I thought that was one of the best thriller books out there when I read it. I just thought it was absolutely amazing. Yeah, can't beat Gone Girl. And I quite enjoyed Dexter too, although I felt it got a bit samey. I know that when you read things on the back, people are like, oh, this is the new Harry Potter, this is the new whatever. But that's interesting when I actually know the author and like the author. So yeah, The Chalk Man by him was really good. I really enjoyed it. So that's quite interesting. And yeah, I always love a good thriller, so hopefully that will be a good one. And then I picked up a couple of young adult, which is quite unlike me. I don't really read much YA, so I'd much rather pick it up from the library rather than like spend money on it and just be like, I don't like this at all. So the first one is Meat Market by Gino Dawson. Now, Kirsten read this one recently too, and I know she wasn't a massive fan of it, but I've seen it over BookTube quite a lot. It feels quite popular recently, and honestly I'm just intrigued, and I'm just curious about the hype. So it's meant to be about the modelling industry and kind of the dark underside of the modelling industry, and I've never read anything like that before. It's a completely new kind of topic for me, so I think it might be interesting. And if it's not, if it's a bit rubbish and I don't like it, I can just put it down, and I didn't spend any money on it, so it's fine. And then the next one I picked up, which is also YA, is The Deathless Girls by Kieran Millward Hargrave, and so many people on BookTube have been talking about this one recently. So yeah, it's the origin story of the brides of Dracula. So I don't know if this one's going to be for me. I'm not massively into fantasy, but I would like to expand a bit more and read a little bit more fantasy, because some of the ones I have read I really enjoyed. So again, this one is all about the hype, and I just want to know what I'm missing out on. So yeah, those are the 4 books that I picked up from the library recently, and I'm really quite chuffed with them actually. And like I say, it was just so nice to go into the library and just look at books again. It felt like a little slice of normality. I actually don't know which one to start with first. Like normally I just jump right into the thriller, but I am trying to expand my reading taste a little bit, because all the thrillers I've been reading recently, I have been a bit disappointed. So time to branch out. So it might actually be Bunny, because I have been waiting to read this one since like February time. So when I got the email to say, you know, the libraries are opening again, like safely, socially distanced, and you can go in and pick things up again, I was like, oh, that's so exciting. And I didn't know which one that I'd requested had arrived. And honestly, I think this is the one I was most intrigued by. So yeah, I think I will probably start with this one, just because I just want to know why it's so bizarre. I'm so curious. I actually have to finish off the book I'm currently reading, which is Dirty Little Secrets by Jo Spain. And it's okay, but I'm just kind of waiting for it to be over now so I can dive into the next one. So yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to reading this. I'm looking forward to something random and just seeing if it is just like absolute nonsense like some people say it is, or if I kind of like it. So yeah. Hi, it is Wednesday lunchtime and I finished Dirty Little Secrets by Jo Spain, and honestly I didn't enjoy this one at all. It had got to the stage where I was like, I genuinely don't care who the murderer is, like I'm not bothered in the slightest who it is. And then I read the ending and I was like, this is even worse than I imagined it could be. It was such a disappointing ending, honestly. It was one of the biggest letdowns I've read for months and months. So I'm not going to recommend this at all. I'm only going to give it 2 stars. And honestly, if it wasn't for the beginning, which I enjoyed all the different characters, you know, reading from so many different perspectives. If it wasn't for that, I'd just give it 1 star, to be honest. I don't think I'll be reading any more of Jo Spain's books anytime soon. And honestly, I think the least said about this, the better. Yeah, I didn't connect to the characters, didn't really care. Yeah, bit of a shame. And to be honest, I don't even know what the front cover's all about either. The woman in the swimming pool, like I'm not sure who that's even meant to be. And yeah, it was just disappointing and a bit rubbish. So glad that one's over and done with. And I'm definitely going to be reading Bunny next, just because it sounds so intriguing. I'm just so intrigued to hear what's so bizarre about it and what's so weird and random. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading that one. Hi, so I've read 60 pages of Bunny, and you know what? It's not for me. I don't like this at all. I think just the way that it's written, it doesn't gel with me, and it's strange. I don't really know what's going on, and honestly, I don't want to read it. Even just reading those 60 pages, I was like, I don't think this kind of book is for me. I think it's a bit too out there. It's a bit too, I have no idea what's happening. And it's meant to be about this, so it's this main girl called Samantha, and she's at university on a very like elite kind of poetry writing course, and she's met these other 4 girls who are like a very particular clique, is that how you say it? And they're like best friends, and they kind of invite her over to like an evening where they kind of read poetry to each other, and it just sounds strange. And I don't know if they're drugging her or something, but it's something to do with bunnies as well. And she sees like is it like a magical bunny she sees on her window? It's a no. It's a no from me. I don't do kind of that weird out there. I think I might look what they say it's about on Goodreads and like see the spoilers and what it's about. But no, I'm glad I didn't buy this. I don't think this is like up my street at all, but I am curious as to like what on earth's going on. So I will like read the spoilers and find out what it's all about. But I'm gonna go back to something, you know, a thriller. So this is the one I'm going to read next, which is My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing. But I am glad that I tried that and gave it a go. But you know what, I can tell just after 60 pages, no, it's not for me. So yes, this one looks pretty good. So I'm going to read this one for half an hour. Hi, it is Friday lunchtime and I've read a really big chunk of My Lovely Wife. So I'm up to page 291, which is about 3/4 of the way through, and I'm liking it, I'm enjoying it. It's a good thriller, but it isn't massively gripping me or exciting me. It's quite run-of-the-mill for me, I'm not gonna lie. There is a really good twist at the end of the first chapter, and I won't mention anything about the plot or the characters at all because I think it will actually just be spoilers and I don't want to ruin the book for anyone. But yeah, there is a really big twist in the beginning and I thought that was really, really well done. But then from then, there hasn't really been any big twists or reveals or anything. There has been some little ones, but none of them have shocked me and I've kind of thought, yeah, okay, I can see where that's going. I think it's interesting from the way it's written, so the perspective it's written from. So it's written exclusively from the husband's perspective, And I quite like that device, and he's talking about his wife Millicent, but we never actually see Millicent's point of view. So that's an interesting way of reading it just from one person's point of view, because most of the books I've read recently have been from like multiple perspectives. So that was quite good. I'm not massively into any of the characters, but I think that's the point, to be honest. I don't think any of the characters are meant to be likable at all. And I'm also thinking that they're probably not very reliable narrators. I'm kind of expecting it to go down the path of, it's an unreliable narrator, and what you think's going on maybe isn't what is actually going on. And I've got a few theories about, I can't even say because it's spoilers, isn't it? But I have a few theories about some of the things that might happen, and I think I'm going to be right, but I'll let you know if I'm right or if I'm wrong. So the thing on the back that says it's Dexter meets Gone Girl, no. Gone Girl was, I thought, kind of revolutionary in the thriller genre. It really brought something new to the table, and when I read it I just thought, wow, this is amazing, it's shocking, and I didn't see any of the twists coming in Gone Girl. It truly shocked me, and I thought it was brilliant. It's one of the best thrillers I've ever read still. So yeah, I don't really think it is comparable to Gone Girl. If you haven't read Gone Girl, then I think you absolutely should. I would highly, highly recommend it. Like I say, it is one of my absolute favourite thrillers of all time, and I just think it's brilliant. In terms of comparison to Dexter, so I haven't actually read Dexter, but I have seen the first couple of seasons, and I don't really think it holds true either. So I thought Dexter was actually very slick, and I don't really feel like this is. And also it had a lot of kind of comedy, it was quite witty. It had this kind of dark humour to it, and I feel like this book is trying to do dark humour sometimes, but I feel like it's just kind of falling short of the mark for me. It's not quite hitting the nail on the head on dark humour for me, but I think it's trying. And I know this is her debut novel, so maybe like the next books will be better at it, or maybe I'm just being a bit unfair. But no, I don't really see the similarities to Dexter. And also the sense of, in Dexter, even though obviously he's not a good guy, you do kind of feel yourself rooting for him a lot of the time. I know I certainly did. Whereas with this, with the characters here, honestly, I'm not rooting for anybody. I don't like any of these characters at all. Even the children, I don't like them. Like the whole family is massively flawed. And even the kids, they're just teenagers, and yeah, I don't like either one of them. I mean, they are doing questionable things and they aren't like nice people. But yeah, I'm not attached to any characters in here at all, which I do actually sometimes find quite difficult. If I'm not interested in the characters or feel like I care for them in any way, I find it sometimes quite difficult to connect to the story. So I also have this massive box to open that came through the post, and this is actually Work's like Christmas present. So I think it's really, really great. So it's this massive wreath of Hotel Chocolat chocolates. And I love Hotel Chocolat chocolate. I think it's, that's hard to say, Hotel Chocolat chocolate. I think it's great. And it looks so good, the selection on the back. Those massive snowflakes look amazing. So yeah, that's my first Christmas present I think I have. Oh no, I have one from my friend, but I haven't opened it yet. I'm going to open it on Christmas Day. So yeah, looking forward to getting tucked into those whilst I finish off my book. And like I say, I hope it gets more interesting. It would be great if in this final little section there are some big twists and I'm like, ooh, I did not see that coming. But I doubt it, to be honest. I think it's just going to end and I'm going to be like, yep, next one. Hi, it is Saturday lunchtime and I finished My Lovely Wife, and honestly, it was disappointing. I thought it was going to be disappointing, and it was. So I'm only going to give this one 2 stars. Not massively impressed with it. Like I say, didn't connect to any of the characters. and I saw where it was going. I thought, yeah, this is going to be the twist. This is what's going to happen. And I was right on most of it. There was a couple of things that surprised me, but it wasn't enough to like pull it back from the brink for me. I was already like, I don't really care by this stage. So yeah, that was that. And in terms of the ending, I thought it was a very, very abrupt ending actually. So it kind of just concluded in a matter of just pages. And I was like, wow, okay. It was just, yeah, it was abrupt. And it felt like there was a lot of build up, and then suddenly it was just like, oh, we need to end this. And it was like, do. That's the end. And it just felt a bit unrealistic and just a bit, So yeah, definitely won't be recommending this one. Not going to be rushing to read any more of her books, but never say never. So yeah, that was the end of that one. So the next book I am planning to read is either going to be The Deathless Girls or Meat Market. So let me know which one you think I should read next, and I will do. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to wrap up the vlog here because I don't think I'll have any time to read today or tomorrow now. So I'll be starting one of these on probably like Monday lunchtime. So I will see you in my next video. Bye.